At Foremost, we want to ensure that our customers are getting the best product possible. Over the years, we have seen many items that are sometimes missed by buyers, or specifications applied in cases where more cost-effective options are available. There are also occasions where the location of the installation may have an effect on the tank specification. Here is a list of the top 10 items you should be aware of when specifying and buying a tank. Ladders and platforms. British Columbia, Alberta, and Saskatchewan have different regulations for what is required regarding ladders and platforms. It is a good idea to double check with your manufacturer to make sure that they are meeting regulations for the destination of your equipment. Plate thickness of your tank floor, shell, and roof. In a typical RFQ, plate thickness is not always specified, and it is up to the discretion of the bidder. Foremost is happy to supply an option to change the plate thickness so that your bids can be compared accordingly. NDE testing. There are varying methods of NDE testing at Foremost, where we can meet all your needs from air and soapy water test to hydro test. Also, we work with our certified third-party NDE vendors to provide magnetic particle, diesel penetrant, and radiography options. Material grade of steel. Be sure you check with your material grade when comparing bids. For instance, A-36 versus 38W can be a simple number change, but it's the difference between a plate rated for -13 degrees Celsius and -40 degrees Celsius. Internal piping. Piping internals can have many variations. When requesting tanks with many internals, one thing to consider is your material requirements such as carbon steel, stainless steel, FRP, and PVC. Along with this, you'll want to consider the material thickness and whether internal coating is to be applied. Paint and coating. The paint and coating used on a project can vary in cost significantly depending on the products used and the processes in application. The brand, product, and application method can all affect the performance and the cost. Foremost has NACE inspectors available for consulting on application, as well as ensuring the product application quality is met. Who is building your tank? At Foremost, our welders are trained in-house and qualified to weld procedures they are using on your products. All our welders are registered journeymen or apprentices and are trained by our wealth of experienced welding supervisors. Consider your cost of freight. Transportation can cost upwards of 20% or more of the value of the tank. Foremost has tank manufacturing locations in Lloydminster and Hythe, Alberta to help lower your transportation costs to site. Often this is overlooked and not accounted for, but can make a significant difference in the cost of a project. Look at what accessories are included. It's easy to overlook a base skid, skimmer, or vent on a quote. Depending on the tank, this can be 20 to 50% of the price of the tank. It's best to make a list of what you'd like included and make sure those items are spelled out on the quotes you're receiving. Engineering and drafting resources. Foremost has their in-house engineering and drafting resources to support tank fabrication and have been doing so for many years. Foremost has been manufacturing equipment in Alberta for decades. With the help of our partners, employees, and clients, we plan to continue to innovate and strive to be the industry leaders for decades to come.